Good Friday football is quickly becoming one of the AFL's most problematic time slots. Should there be a game on Good Friday at all? Should North Melbourne play on Good Friday? And who should their opponent be? And should there be two games on Good Friday? I'm Kevin Downham, and today I'll be talking about the problematic fixture of Good Friday football and how the AFL could solve it. Over the years, I've got to say I've been pretty disappointed about the way the AFL has run Good Friday football. I'm not so concerned about North Melbourne getting the time slot, despite having been thrashed by 128 and 60-something points in the last two Good Friday games. I mean, I think the smaller clubs like North and the Bulldogs should get a marquee slot because the big clubs already have a lot. They've already got Anzac Day, Anzac Eve, opening round, Queen's birthday, etc. So I don't mind smaller clubs getting marquee slots, even if North Melbourne is getting thrashed year by year. I mean, Carlton kept opening round despite losing a lot of them. Same with Melbourne during the mid-2010s when they were really bad with Queen's birthday. So yeah, I think North Melbourne and the Dogs could keep Good Friday if they still decide to play at 4:20, that is. Yes, my biggest issue with Good Friday football is the starting time itself at 4:20pm, as opposed to 7:50pm like most Friday night matches. And there's a reason why Friday night matches that generally start at 7:50, is because that's when most people watch the footy. And there are a few issues with the 4:20 starting time. For one, I go to church around, it starts at 2:20 here in WA, so I'm at church for pretty much the entire duration of the game. So I've never watched any of the North Melbourne Good Friday games. The only Good Friday games I've watched is seeing the West Coast Eagles get flogged twice to Port Adelaide and Sydney. Look, I know probably a lot of the churchgoers are probably not the sort of people that would also watch football when they get home, but there are definitely some like myself who would do so. But unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to watch the game anyway, even if we wanted to. And that's also not to mention there are lots of other people that go out, either to parks, beaches, whatever, during the day. So you don't get as many people watching at 4:20pm, and the ratings show it. In 2017, Channel 7's ratings was about 310,000 viewers for the Good Friday game. That has dropped below 230,000 viewers in 2018 and 19, and below 150,000 in the last 2 years. Now, I get it. Part of it can be due to North Melbourne's bad quality and the one-sided affair of those matches, but at the same time, you can't deny that even when the Roos and Bulldogs were doing well, the ratings weren't that high. Not compared to the average for Friday night footy, which generally sits around 450 to 600,000 viewers. That is well off that mark, the Good Friday games, and it can most likely be attributed to the fact that it starts in the afternoon. And so, can you really call it a marquee slot when you're getting well less than the Friday night average tuning into your games? Plus, their crowds are only hovering around the 30,000 from memory. So, yeah, the 4:20 time is posing issues. Now, look, I'm not going to sound like the idiot who doesn't do my research. I know why the game starts at 4:20, and it's because Channel 7 broadcasts the Good Friday appeal from 7:30 onwards. Sure. But at the same time, it does leave a gap in the broadcasts of all other states, apart from the two that happen to be lucky enough to get a second Good Friday game. So the question is, should North Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs be involved in the free-to-air Good Friday slot? Yes, the Bulldogs and North should be able to have their 4:20 game in Melbourne. They do a lot with the Good Friday appeal and I think work alongside them to raise some money. And as far as I'm concerned, 4:20 doesn't actually clash with any church services. However, I don't think it should be the main game broadcasted everywhere where most other states will not be able to watch it for various reasons. I think instead what should happen is that Good Friday game between North Melbourne and the Bulldogs one or two things should happen. Either the game is just broadcasted on Foxtel, and that's it, or the game is broadcasted either on Foxtel or by Channel 7 and broadcasted on free-to-air television in Melbourne and Victoria only. And as for the other 7 states, what I reckon they should have a separate Good Friday game between two non-Victorian teams on at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's what I reckon should happen. Now, and in that case, Victoria have one or two options. They either broadcast the North Melbourne Bulldogs game on free-to-air at 4:20 and just go straight to the Children's Appeal, or what they could do is they could broadcast the 7:50 game on free-to-air television, but on 7 Mate, while having the Children's Appeal on Channel 7. But as for the other 7 states, I reckon West Coast and Adelaide should play in the Good Friday game. And why West Coast and Adelaide? Well, Brisbane have already got Holy Thursday, and Sydney have already got Marnbrook later in the year. So the other 2 big non-Victorian clubs are the Eagles and Adelaide. I know they're both going through rough patches right now, but in the past they've had rivalries in the past, like in 2005 and 6, and also 2016 as well. And they're guaranteed to get big crowds in. I think the Eagles got about 42,000 with COVID restrictions. I think Adelaide also got 30,000, which was, I think, almost the limit at the time in Adelaide Oval in 2021. So I reckon those 2 teams, they're 2 big non-Victorian clubs, and they would definitely draw in big crowds. And what that would do is they could play it at 7:50 p.m. elsewhere, and they'd get bigger audiences from all the other states. And as for the Eagles and Adelaide, who hosts it, well, I reckon one year the Eagles should host it, and the other year Adelaide should host it, and I think they should alternate between the 2. The other thing I find interesting is how there is no free-to-air game on television on Easter Sunday, and I think it would be a good opportunity to install another permanent fixture there. St Kilda is the only club in Victoria not to have a marquee fixture, so I reckon St Kilda should have a permanent game at Marvel Stadium on Easter Sunday at 3:20, and I reckon that game should be against Richmond because, particularly with the Rewalt storyline, both clubs have a bit of a rivalry, so I reckon both St Kilda and Richmond would be a decent Easter Sunday choice at 3:20, and then they can have a second game on at 6:10 p.m. because it would be an alright time for a Sunday night game because we don't have many of those because they generally lead to working days. So yeah, I've got an example fixture of what Easter round would look like if I were doing the fixture. So yeah, tell me what you think of that. Tell me what you think of my proposals. Tell me what you thought of the video and comment what you thought of it down below. Please like and subscribe and check out some of my other videos, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.